Good day, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, and welcome back to Team Fortress 2. Today we are going to be playing as the Australian Knife Master, owning robotic spies all day, every day. Those metal-plated suit-wearing snitches, they don't stand a chance against me or my fellow teammates. Let me say right now, if you think by any stretch that the sniper is a useless MvM class, I will find you, strap you to a barrel, and send you down friggin' Niagara Falls. Because if there are two things that the sniper does best in MvM, those would be crowd control and giant robot elimination, which for the former, I'm a pretty terrible shot at. Because, well, those Demoman you can see right now on the screen, I have no idea what it is they're doing. They're either moving forward or backward, or they're just dying immediately. But when it comes to the giant robots, this is where the sniper can really truly shine. Because as you can plainly see, robots have these little contraptions above their torsos called heads. And if you don't have such a jittery aim like me, clicking on those heads produces an oh so sweet damage indicator, letting you know that you've won the Olympics, or something like that. If you're new at MvM Sniper and you want to actually perform well for your team, I just want to say right now that the Steam guides and the Team Fortress 2 wiki are extremely useful and good to start off with if you're interested. That's certainly helped me out so far, and I'm really getting to enjoy Sniper as I keep playing. To start off, you're almost always expected to upgrade your rifle, beginning with explosive headshots, because those steel gauntlet heavies, they're going to drop like flies when grouped together, and paired with the Hitman's Heatmaker, the focus gimmick is extremely useful. A common mentality that I have in MvM is to upgrade damage first and foremost, but with Sniper, your rifle can output a sufficient amount of damage when fully charged, so upgrading a charge rate and reloading speed, that's probably best as a second option after the first wave. As for anything else on that point onward, it really boils down to your choice of upgrades if you ask me. Extra damage is probably best saved for future waves when more giants start showing up. That is, if you can actually headshot them, which I am simply terrible at. Look, I know that the robots have the same hitboxes as human characters. Interesting note, actually, the Sentry Busters, the hitboxes of the Sentry Busters, they're actually just giant caber-wielding Demomen. So, you can actually headshot them, it's right above their antenna. Back to the point, the giant robots, they're so twitchy and sometimes really unpredictable in their attack pattern and movement. I mean, sure, some are easier to hit, like the big pyros, the heavies, and the Demomen. But those soldiers, oh my god, the soldiers are a nightmare for me to click on their heads, because if they aren't firing their rocket launchers, they're reloading them, and I can't concentrate well enough to shoot those bobbling heads either way. Eventually, I just die because they suddenly decide to pay attention to the one guy who's constantly missing every scoped shot. Valve, if there were some way you could incorporate a single-player training mode to learn the patterns and movement of the robots, that'd be great. I'm not ignoring the possibility that playing rhythm games is actually a good way of learning Sniper, I'm just not interested in that sort of thing. I can safely say, however, that Sniper feels so rewarding when you get an explosive headshot on a large group of robots. Even if it doesn't immediately kill them, I feel like I made a contribution. It's also pretty useful to use the Girardi to slow down robots for easier head shooting, or if your team has a scout using the Mad Milk with the same upgrade. Even then, robots move really slowly when carrying the bomb, and since they like to group together when that happens, it honestly makes crowd control a piece of cake, so try to go for the bomb-carrying robots, it'll likely be more useful than ever. One final thing I can mention about head-shooting the bomb-carrying robots is, if you're headshotting a giant robot who's carrying the bomb, then chances are, even if it's not carrying the bomb, let's just say that, chances are you're going to accidentally headshot a group of robots around it, so, once again, that's a pretty good way of clearing out giant crowds. It makes the life of your team a little bit easier. And this just about wraps up the Sniper gameplay right now. I wanted to do Sniper for a few more rounds, but my team was saying, no, we want you to go back to playing Demoman. We liked it better when you were playing Demoman, so let's jump right into that. Switching over to the Demoman, I'm not really going to give out any tips or strategies for MvM Demoman this time. I'm just really going to be talking about what's going on in the screen, right, as you can see. Let's just get into it. And I'm using the loose cannon this time, paired with just the regular, pretty much stock loadout, the sticky bomb launcher, which I usually use to output the most damage, but I like using the loose cannon. I have a lot of fun using it. And even though it probably does one of the least amounts of damage out of all the grenade launchers, it's just such a blast to use. Haha, see what I did there? Blast, grenade, blast. Okay, let's move on. So, what you're seeing right now is that we're fighting against a giant soldier using the Liberty Launcher, which is probably a mistake on his part, because the Liberty Launcher does, well, a bit less damage, as you can see right now. I did upgrade my blast resistance a bit, however, so that way I would improve my chances of survivability at the front lines. I'd say it went pretty well, and the scout here, he really helped. He doused the soldier with the mad milk, and we could at least regenerate our health a bit. It doesn't take too long to get this guy off the ground right now. Sentry Buster kinda just wandering by, he gets slowed down by the mad milk as well. But we're not really concerned with that right now. We want to get this soldier out of the way and be prepared for what's upcoming. Sentry Buster goes down. Soldier almost goes down. Heavy's standing on him with the crits and everything. We got the medic shield. Basically everybody is just focusing attention to him. I try going in for the melee kill. Doesn't really work out, but I do get a hit on him at least, so satisfaction guaranteed. And here we go with more Steel Gauntlet heavies. Start pushing towards the point. I lay down a few sticky traps, trying to make sure that I can kill them as quickly as possible. Don't really want to get into many melee battles with them, because, well, they are more vulnerable to melee attacks because they're using the Fists of Steel, obviously. It's not really recommended that you try getting punched in the face. Soldier tries to cap right here. Nope, get off my point. I find it kind of disappointing, however. One thing I should mention right now, however, well, I find it kind of disappointing how you can't really block capture points by standing on the point. It seems it feels like it would be a necessity, but then again, they want to make this hard for you, so. Kind of jumping forward way later on into the match. Not really much happened while we were defending this gate. I died a few times. Soldiers and Demoman and other stuff appeared, but it wasn't too exciting. Right now we're just trying to hold off all these engineers and Demomen. And I think there are actually a few heavies thrown into the mix, I'm not quite sure. But anyways, this is where we start getting seriously pushed back right after they captured, sometime after they captured A. So here comes a giant medic and a Demoman. And this is probably what gave us the most trouble thus far, is that they start pushing back, engineers start getting by, and they begin to set up. And really, I couldn't care less about them. I just wanted to get the Demoman and the medic out of the way. I mean, you gotta have priorities. Priorities for MvM is pretty crucial. And you have to make sure that the giant robots never get to the bomb. The bomb hatch, that's what I mean. And I'm pretty much just basically ad-libbing this commentary right now. I didn't write a script or anything because I just really wanted to talk about what's going on in the gameplay, so I apologize for all the stuttering. Gonna cut right here once again. I die. He almost gets the bomb in the hatch, but my team managed to kill him just in time. So we have this pretty clutch defense going on right now, and there's more crit soldiers and giant Demomen and medics on the way, so it's our job to hold them off as much as possible. Spamming a few sticky bombs right outside the left door. Here comes another giant Demoman. He gets separated from his medic, actually, so it makes an easy killing right here, and then we go after the medic. Some robots are trying to get by. Engineer has the sentry up. I'm just trying to help out, so that way the robots don't end up bypassing the sentry, because it can happen. The sentries can actually get seriously outplayed, and robots can circle strafe sentries, as you might know. Here comes the medic with the syringe gun. He actually gets body blocked by the sentry gun, and that's just enough time for us to take him out. And I think after that, it's just one more giant Demoman and medic, so we got pretty lucky with some of this defense right here. Here comes the last bit of waves of robots right now, and the sentry gun's still trying to do work. I'm still trying to help. Didn't really want to call out for a medic because the medic had to focus on healing all the other guys, especially the heavy. So here we go, we're going out for the final push, starting off with the Demoman first. For some reason we decided to not take out the medic, but there you go, this worked anyways. Demoman goes down right about now, thanks to that soldier using the Beggar's Bazooka, and then it's just the medic, and that is the end of the second to last wave. Here we go. And here we are with the final wave, and I decided that I really want to do something extremely stupid. This is actually the second time I've sort of done this, only the first time I did it, I ended up using the regular SMG, but right now I am using a fully upgraded Cleaner's Carbine and a fully upgraded, well, not fully upgraded right now, but later on I fully upgrade the Ham Shack as well. My teammates were somewhat okay with me doing this. I just wanted to go in and see what it was like to use the Cleaner Carbine, and I have to say that using the Carbine, I think it's actually a lot more useful than the regular SMG when you fully upgrade it. Because as you can see right now, the crits, they do actually help. And when you finish off something like a giant Steel Gauntlet Heavy or a giant crit soldier, it is so satisfying to just land those crits and kill all those other enemies so easily, getting those other guys down and on the ground. I have to say, this was probably the most fun you could ever have with MvM. There are lots of different silly things that you could possibly upgrade. This is just an example of what it's like. And I have to say, it's effective. You know, even if your teammates are doing most of the work, you can actually get a little bit of an effect off of finishing off these enemies using something like the Cleaner's Carbine. The only thing I really want to complain about is that the SMGs, they do not have damage upgrades, and that would be so overpowered. I know, I mean, getting something like a 50% damage upgrade or 75% damage upgrade, you'd basically have a minigun for the sniper who can run at the speed of a scout, which I am right now because I fully upgraded my speed. But hey, you know what? I think it would still be pretty cool. It would actually make the SMGs useful secondaries, because if you're not using the Durati, then people are going to start whining at you. So much for that. And then here's another example of clearing off all those giant enemies using the Cleaner's Carbine. Does work out, get those crits, and there's another crit soldier incoming actually. I get a little too greedy and I try to go for the final kill. Doesn't really work out, however. First I have to finish off that scout using Ham Shack, obviously, that's more important. And here he is, he's actually low on health, but I get knocked around all over the place. Die from fall damage, I think. And then pushing on, later on, we're moving over to the final stand, as I'd like to call it. The final Ham defense. And the reason this happened is because we got pushed back pretty far. They captured Gate B, and then the giant soldiers with the giant medics started coming in. This guy, he was starting to get his health back. We were in a bit of a tight jam, and I was actually kind of disappointed because I was thinking, oh no, we're going to lose, and I'm having so much fun. But oh well, I think, you know what, if we're going to die, this medic has to go first. But we don't die, because this heavy, thankfully, was using the, what is it, the knockback rage, yeah, the knockback rage. We almost knocked this soldier off the cliff, the ledge, doesn't matter, he goes down anyways, clearing all these scouts off the point. So this is truly the final stand. I'll warn you, we don't. I'll let you know. I'm not going to warn you that we don't lose, because we don't lose! We actually win! This was a successful defense. I am very pleased going after this medic right now. Finishing off with the Ham, and then it's just the Black Box Soldier, and that's the end of the gameplay. So, thank you guys very much for watching. Have a great day or evening, and I guess I will see you in the next video. And remember, have as much fun as possible in MvM, okay? Don't let anybody tell you what's right or wrong or whatnot. I mean, sure, there are things that have to be right or wrong. I mean, why would you use the Razorback in this? It's clearly much better to use the Durati. I'm just saying. But that's the end of the gameplay. Bye.